Yo and hello. Welcome to the bookshelf of Reddit, where we scour the forums to bring you the best stories from everyone's favorite homepage. Entitled Mother Threatens to Shoot Up a Subway Over a Sandwich. Okay, before I begin, I know this story sounds like total BS, but I can promise it's true. So my sister works at Subway and two of her co-workers were working when this happened. So, they were working as normal when someone pulls up in the drive-thru and hands one of them a paper that has her order on it. They carefully make 6 sandwiches for them, and they give it to her. She pays. Pretty much everything normal. A few minutes later she comes back in with half a sandwich, her kids in her car. Entitled Mother, you made my sandwiches wrong. Fix them. Worker, alright, we'll just need the sandwiches back. Entitled Mother, oh, we already ate them. Worker, oh, sorry, we can't remake them then. Entitled Mother, I need you to remake my sandwiches now. Worker, sorry, you already ate them. She then just sits down at one of the tables and starts staring at the workers as they're helping other customers. About half an hour or so later, yes, she left her kids in the car. She goes back to the counter. Entitled Mother, you need to remake my sandwiches. Worker, I already told you, we can't. I'm sorry. Entitled Mother, if you can't, I'll shoot you. At this point, the other worker intervenes. Other worker, I need you to leave, or I'm calling the police. She stood there for a minute, and he started pulling out his phone. When she saw him do this, she quickly walked out the door. I'm pretty sure he took a pic of her license plate, but it's been a while. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure what happened after that. She might have gotten arrested, but I'm not sure because there were no news stories about it. TLDR. Entitled Mother wants her already eaten sandwiches to be remade, and when they refuse she threatens to shoot them, then leaves when they call the police. Entitled Mother won't let son stretch because it will make him gay. I live in a small, very religious town. Usually, the religious people are super kind and accepting, but there's always the random crazy people now and again. I work at a preschool inside a church, and they also run a basketball and cheerleading program. I volunteer when I'm able to, and for this season I'm in charge of group activities, which we usually do at the end of practice. I also volunteered to lead stretches, because I used to be a competitive cheerleader, and I learned how to make stretches fun for kids by integrating a story into it. Most basketball teams practice on Monday and Tuesday, but this one particular team had changed their practice to a Tuesday, which is the same day that two groups of cheerleaders practice. We don't mind them practicing at the same time, we just split them up, because there's not enough space. Also, for clarity, both genders are allowed to be either a basketball player or a cheerleader. The season has just started, so we are still allowing parents to sit in on practice to watch their children. We don't recommend it as it can be distracting, but it can also be super helpful for some kids to have their parents there. I start stretches, and I hear someone continuously clearing their throat. I figure the person is sick, and since it isn't one of the kids, I just ignore it. We get to a stretch that involves the kids sitting against the wall and stretching out their legs when I hear footsteps approaching me. I turn and there is a typical Karen entitled Mother stomping up to me. I ask her if she needs help with anything, putting on the biggest smile, knowing that will just upset her more. She yells that she cannot believe that I'm having her son do these types of stretches. I explain that it can be beneficial to stretch after exercise, even for children. It will improve his flexibility in the long term. She gasps in shock when I said this, like I just told her to go to hell. She then proceeded to tell me that her son doesn't need to be stretching like this, and I'm grooming him to grow up to be gay. I don't even know who her son is. Thankfully, the basketball team's coach comes up and talks to her, and I go back to leading stretches. We go for a bit longer then move on to the group activity, which involves a lot of teamwork. Entitled Mother had a fit over this too. She said her child, who I could tell at this point because he got very red in the face and looked embarrassed and sad, shouldn't be putting her hands on other boys like that, and we shouldn't be encouraging it. They were just doing a group activity that involved them holding hands. She said I needed to move him to be doing the group with just the cheerleaders, which also had a couple boys in it, but I don't think she realized as no one was in uniforms. The coach was still trying to calm her down, but as the kids finished I went over to explain that these were second and third graders and they don't think about holding hands as romantic like we do. I also try again to explain the benefits of doing these types of exercises, but she chooses not to listen to me. It's now about 10 minutes past when we were supposed to end, so even though I had other things planned, I'll let the kids go home. I see entitled mother leave with her poor kid, and I think it's all over. I clean up my stuff then go out the door and back down to the preschool. It's easier to walk outside the church to the preschool entrance than through it, because the connecting door is in the basement. Entitled mother sees me doing this and screeches for me to stop. I unlock the door, which has my preschool teacher ID on it, and go to walk down the steps when she yells something about calling the police and me breaking and entering. If I thought she was actually going to call the police, I would have stopped, but instead I just let the door close behind me. I'll update if anything happens next week, but I think the coach is planning on not letting her sit and watch practice. TLDR. Entitled mother doesn't want her son to do stretches or team activities that involve holding hands because it will make him gay, and then threatens to call the police when I enter the preschool I work at. Annoyed entitled dad was upset over law and company policy. Almost 10 years ago, working for the big red bullseye in the electronics section, a kid, definitely younger than 18 years, came back to purchase a rated M video game. The company policy is automatic carding, which we cannot skip, because the register prompts whomever cashier is working, that is me, for an ID. The prompt won't remove itself until an ID has been scanned. This lone kid handed me the game that's in a security case and asked to buy it. I told him that I'd be happy to, but I would need to see ID from an accompanying adult. He said not to worry about it, but I told him that not only was it company policy to automatically card someone, but I was legally not allowed to sell him the game unless there was an adult with ID with him to purchase the game. He kept trying without avail and asked me to hold the game. I told him I could hold it for an hour, which he said was fine. He left. 5 minutes later, the kid strolls back with a giant smirk on his face and a really angry adult male stomping back towards me. Obviously, his entitled dad. Entitled dad, why won't you let my son buy this game? Me, good afternoon sir. I'm more than happy to sell you this game, but I need to see ID to purchase a game that's rated M. The company policy, carding is automatic, and I can't complete the transaction without scanning your ID. According to law, you have to be the one to pass me the game and purchase it, and I have to hand it to you back. Children under the age of 18 cannot legally purchase this game by themselves. Entitled dad, I was just waiting in the car for him to buy this game quick, and then we can leave. You made me leave a car, and are now wasting my time, when you should just let my son purchase this. Me, I'm sorry, but I can't break company policy or the law sir. Entitled dad, that's a bunch of bull. It's just a game, and there's nothing bad about it. My son has the money, give him the game, and take the darn money. Me, I'm sorry sir, but I need to see your ID, and you need to be the one to purchase it. Clearly, I was getting nowhere with this guy and he asked for a manager. Radio my manager, and he comes back within seconds. Manager, good after. Entitled dad, this employee won't sell my son this video game. This is supposed to be a 5-minute trip and now I'm back here having to try and get my son this game and your employee will absolutely not play ball with me. So the manager basically repeats everything I already told the guy, which just pees him off more. He takes out his ID and throws it at us, telling his son that he should have just taken it to the front, where he just could have persuaded the lady cashiers to do it. My manager actually prolonged the transaction because of that comment, peeing the guy off even more by offering to sign him up for the store card, a replacement plan for the game, accidentally lost the key to unlock the security case, and had the security case get stuck. The kid was no longer smirking, and the dad was about to beat the crap out of us, it looked like. Thankfully, the manager had security to look on the cameras for this guy, who basically pulled his kid out the door because he had to rush to whatever he needed to rush to. What the frick, people? It's the law and company policy. Entitled mom while shopping. So, I'm a cashier at a popular supermarket, and I don't normally get a lot of dumb people. Most people blame us cashiers if the price they saw in the paper didn't match what was rung up. So here's the cast. Me, EP is entitled parent, SM is store manager, CS is customer service. So this entitled parent bought a thing of strawberries and came up $3.99 and not $2.99. So here's how the conversation went. Entitled parent, those strawberries are supposed to be $2.99 and not $3.99 according to the sign in front. Me, sees my manager behind me working in cashier. This lady says these strawberries are $2.99 and not $3.99. I'm not allowed to change price without manager's approval. Store manager, they are $2.99. Me, turns around fixing the price while I'm checking the price. Entitled parent, since you made a mistake, they should be free, right? Me, I don't know, I'm recently new and never told about free stuff. I ring up her order. Entitled parent, what is that $2.99 at the bottom? Me, it's your adjusted price for the strawberries. Entitled parent pays and goes to customer service. Customer service, how may we help you? Entitled parent, the young man in that register, pointing to me, didn't make this free due to the mistake. Customer service, he didn't do anything wrong. Customer service, checks the paper and see them for $2.99. Entitled parent, anything below $10 that the price is mistaken should be free. Customer service, not here, sorry, would you like to return the item? Entitled parent, yes, she signs the paperwork for a refund. I see her aged, leaving the store. Thank you for watching. I sincerely hope you enjoyed the stories. If you did, please like and subscribe. We'll be actively releasing more Reddit stories, so be sure to hit that notification bell to be notified the moment a new video comes out. Later, my dudes.